Good evening. My subject this evening is, I've entitled, Why Myth Still Matters. As someone who has spent years immersed in philosophy and theology, I see myth not as a relic of pre-science thought, but rather as a virtual lens through which we interpret human experience. While science provides us with empirical truth, testable, repeatable, and often astonishing in their precision, myth speaks to something deeper, our longing for meaning, our sense of belonging, and our moral imagination. I accept the idea of evolution. Charles Darwin on the Origins of Species, written in 1859, was a huge change in how we understand life's complexities, and later work from Gregory Mendel's studies on genetics to the Human Genome Project has also added to that understanding. However, I try to avoid viewing science as the only way to find truth. As Stephen Jay Gould pointed out in 1997, science and religion deal with different areas. Science looks at how things happen, while religion seeks to understand why they happen. When I read Genesis, I don't think of it as a failed science explanation of the universe. Rather, instead, I see it as a poetic story about human worth and the purpose of the divine. Mr. Eliade, in The Sacred and Profane, written in 1957, viewed myth as a way to go back to our beginnings, not to run away from history, but to discover deeper meaning in it. This idea resonates with me. Myth isn't about exact facts, no. It conveys deeper truths about existence itself. Paul Ridickel's work on narrative and symbol has also shaped my thinking. In The Symbolism of Evil, which he wrote in 1967, he wrote that myths reveal the structure of human experience. They are not primitive science. They are profound, anthropological. In a world increasingly dominated by data and algorithms, I find myself returning to the myth as a counterbalance, a reminder that not everything meaningful can be measured. I recognise that myth can be misused. Literalism, particularly in some American contexts, can lead to absurd claims, such as the belief that humans coexisted with dinosaurs. However, I believe the answer is not mockery or dismissal, as Karen Armstrong states in her work A Short History of Myth, written in 2005. Myths are about the unknown. They help us to live with mystery rather than to solve it. So yes, I affirm evolution, but also affirm myth. Not as a science, no, not as a science, but as a story. Not as a fact, but as a truth. In that tension, I find a richer, more humane way of understanding what it means to be alive.